Now to an update on a story we've been covering for 2 years. It's about children in the state's care being stuck in psychiatric hospitals and even sleeping in closets. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozlov is live in the loop. Dana, there was more court action today.
Yeah, Erica, the head of the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services was slapped with his third contempt of court charge today. He was hit with 2 others last week. This latest one pertaining to a 17-year-old who is locked in a psychiatric hospital and has been for months. And all of these ongoing troubles have lawmakers calling for action. The contempt of court charges keep piling up against Marc Smith, the director of the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services.
Just this afternoon, we have another case.
That third case also resulting in a contempt charge, this one involving a 17-year-old who's been stuck in a psychiatric hospital for 4 months beyond medical necessity because DCFS has nowhere else to place him.
Until DCFS addresses that larger picture, they're going to continue to be faced with charges of contempt and risk sanctions like this.
Cook County Public Guardian Charles Goldberg has been pushing to get these cases resolved. He points out 356 children in the state's care last year alone spent weeks or months longer in hospitals than needed. 2 other children whose cases had been in court for months were finally placed this week, but it took 2 initial contempt of court charges against Smith last week to make it happen.
If there are errors that are being made, he needs to own up to them.
More transparency is one reason West Suburban State Representative Kathleen Willis is calling for a financial audit of DCFS and a possible overhaul.
It's going to be next to impossible to do an overhaul until we know what we're actually looking at.
Some Republicans,
we're here to demand a public hearing,
want more immediate action.
I think that DCFS myself should be a case intake and a case management agency, and let investigations and things like that be handled more at the local level.
But Goldberg believes the immediate fix to the DCFS problem now in court is obvious.
It must expand its placement capacity.
Meaning more residential beds. And Goldberg says it is far more expensive for taxpayers to keep these kids in hospitals than it is to place them in residential facilities. In a statement this afternoon, a spokesperson for DCFS says the department continues to aggressively work on the resource shortages that it faces. I'm live outside the Thompson Center in the Loop. Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Erica.
Dana, thank you.